friends. This week in our True Story series, we are going into the unknown, not with Elsa, but with a man named Carl from the movie Up. As a kid, Carl dreamed of going on grand adventures with his girlfriend Ellie. The uncertainty of the unknown was exciting. They grew up and got married, but life became uncertain in other, more challenging ways. They faced financial unknowns and unexpected expenses, and they faced grief and uncertainty following their pregnancy loss. Then, after many years together, Ellie died, and Carl faced the uncertainty of a life he would now have to face alone. When they were young, Carl and Ellie made a book together called their Adventure Book, which Carl rediscovers during the movie. Carl's future seemed uncertain, but remembering Ellie helped him remember something else, that the unknown doesn't need to be scary. The unknown can be an invitation to a new adventure. In the Bible, in the book of Ruth, we read about two women who had a lot in common with Carl, and their names were Naomi and Ruth. Naomi moved with her husband and two sons to a foreign country where most people didn't know or follow God. Shortly after they moved, Naomi's husband died. Naomi's sons each married women from this new country, but 10 years later, both of Naomi's sons passed away too. There was no handbook for this situation, nothing that could have prepared Naomi for life in a foreign country without her family. In the face of so much uncertainty, Naomi decided to return to her home country alone. As she prepared to leave, she addressed her two daughters-in-law, urging them to return to their immediate families. One thing we need to understand about the time and culture these women lived in is that unmarried or widowed women were extremely vulnerable. Without husbands to support and care for them, they weren't just mourning, they were in danger and their futures were uncertain. But while one daughter-in-law did decide to return to her family, the other, Ruth, chose to stay with Naomi. Ruth told her, "Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." Ruth, a woman who didn't know God, embraced the unknown. After many years of watching her mother-in-law follow God, Ruth was willing to take a risk. She chose to commit her loyalty not only to Naomi, but to Naomi's God as well. Together, Naomi and Ruth returned to Bethlehem, not knowing what the future might hold for them. But God didn't leave them without hope. While nothing could replace the loss of their husbands and Naomi's sons, God rebuilt their family. Ruth married a man named Boaz, a relative of Naomi's who had cared for them in their time of need. Ruth and Boaz had a son named Obed, who grew up and had a son of his own named Jesse, who then had a son named David, who would one day become king. And further down this line would be a baby born in Bethlehem, the city of David, who would come to save us all. Talk about an incredible redemption story born out of unbelievable uncertainty. Like Naomi and Ruth, we're all going to face uncertainty in our lives about what to do or what will happen next. I mean, look at these last few months with COVID. But when we do, their story can be a reminder that God is good and in control even when we can't see it. You were created by a God who is good, a God who is a provider, a redeemer, and in control. Your future is known by your Creator. No matter how confusing or uncertain things feel, God is never confused or uncertain and will always guide and provide for you. If you've ever faced an uncertain future and felt confused or defeated or anxious or afraid, remember this: because of who our Creator is, we don't have to worry. Because of who God is, we can embrace the unknown. Bye, friends.